I'm Mbandà, flanker of Zebre Rugby Club and the Italian national team. And during the pandemic, I started to be a volunteer for the Yellow Cross in the ambulances here in Parma. The first lockdown for us here in Italy was a very intense moment. I was with the national team preparing the game against England, and they told us that we should go back home. We were everybody in a lockdown. At the start of the pandemic, it wasn't that clear because on the newspaper, the most news that appeared were about the eldest people, that they were in trouble because they couldn't go out from their home. Then I just asked myself, okay, if they couldn't go out, how will they provide to food, to drugs? I Googled just 3 words, help, coronavirus, Parma. And I found out an article who talked about collaboration between the Parma commune and the Yellow Cross. And then I called and I told them I just want to help, and they asked me to go there. And then my work with them started. Actually, the first days that I was completely new, jobs to do like collect masks, providing food and drugs to the elderly. And then after a few days, the Yellow Cross asked me and other people if we were ready to do other things, worse things, more difficult for sure. That was the transport of COVID positive people from the hospital of Parma to another hospital to save them. It wasn't like doctors or nurses' work, but we were trying to move them from a hospital full of COVID people to an hospital with more chance for them to be saved. But in the ambulances, I was back with the people, and it was very, very difficult because they were scared for all the situation. I tried to be a son, a nephew, a brother, because some of them were really young. I was there just to make them happiest with a kind word or with a holding their hands. Yeah, it was quite difficult, but in that moment they need it. So you just hold their hand and you try to make the day better. That period, it was like intense because I worked for 70 days. We were with all our DPIs, so you couldn't go to the toilet, you couldn't drink. The minimum of a day was 10 hours of work without no stops. It was so hard. Yeah, it was difficult because I've always been a rugby player, and then I started to see people suffering, people dying in front of me. So I just did my job. And yeah, actually the first time that I went into the hospital, I was scared, not for me, but for my girlfriend at home, because we realized that she was pregnant, so we were waiting our son. So it was even difficult to keep going on with that situation, but I was completely in it. Yeah, actually, when I knew about it, I thought it was a joke, because we started back to training after 4 months of lockdown. And one of the first days was the start of June. Someone shouted, "Hey, Knights, you're a Knight." I've always been a rugby player, and then I started to see people suffering, people dying in front of me. So I just did my job, and I realized that maybe when you get out of your comfort zone, we have the possibilities to change things, to make this world better, and you can start from really little things. Before to started, I didn't know that on the ambulances there were a lot of volunteers, so they're really amazing because after they work, after they busy days, they find a little time of their daytime to help people, and that's amazing. I'm really sad to have not started before. Rugby teach you to respect the people who you have to respect, and then for a teenager, as it was for me, is very, very important. Rugby saved me from a different situation when I was a teenager. The first thing that they teach you when you start rugby is go forward, pass just behind. And when you start, you think, oh, that's weird. Why you can do it, pass forward like American football? But that's, I think, the best thing, because even in the pandemic, the lockdown, staying at home, it seems like to go back, but actually we were going forward because you were helping the people and the nurses and doctors to save people.